If you've been mixing with headphones, then you probably know how big of a pain it can be when trying to get your music to translate in real-world settings. Lots of running back and forth to your car or wherever it is you test your music on. Luckily for us, Waves has plugins that can help home studio musicians and producers who are mixing with headphones, like the new Waves NX Ocean Way Nashville plugin, which is what I'm looking at today. I'm Zane, welcome to Audio Tech TV, where it's my goal to help you conquer the tech so you can unleash your creativity, and I've included a link down in the description to the Waves NX Ocean Way Nashville plugin so you can head over there, check out the latest pricing, and get some more info on it if you want. So this plugin allows you to monitor your mix in the acoustic space of an Ocean Way Nashville control room. So when you're making decisions in your mix, you'll hear it as if you were sitting in one of their control rooms. And this can be really good for judging your reverbs, your panning, your depth, and your overall stereo image. So there'll be no more surprises when you go to listen to it in your car. It should translate very well and sound the way you expect it to. So I created a song using the Waves NX Ocean Way Nashville plugin for the whole process, and this is what it sounds like on and off. Remember, this is not an effect plugin. This is just for monitoring. You would take this plugin off when you do your final mix down. So here it is. Waves NX Ocean Way Nashville is a super easy plugin to use. You put it as the last plugin on your mix bus or your master bus or whatever you want to call it, and then listen to your mix. Now you want to make your mix decisions while monitoring through this. So you don't want to turn it off, make some decisions, then turn it back on and listen. Make all of your decisions while you're using this. If your mixes sound good in here, chances are they're going to sound good in the real world too. Now, always remember to disable it before you do your final mix down. And if you forget to a couple of times, you're not alone. I've done that a few times too. You just have to go through the mix down process again once you disable it. So let's have a look at what's included in this interface now. So you have two sets of studio monitors. You have your HR5 and HR1 here, and you can switch these on the fly. So you can do a bit of A/B testing to make sure it sounds good across both sets of monitors. And this helps you with your translation later on in the real world as well. Now, if you have the Waves NX head tracker, you can enable it in here, and this makes things even more realistic. If you turn your head to the left, it's going to sound like you've turned your head to the left, or if you turn it to the right, it'll sound like you've turned it to the right. And you can even turn all the way around, and it's going to sound like the speakers are in behind you. But you can also kind of control this manually with the Rotate Studio dial that's right here. You just click it and drag it, and you can see, you can look all around in the studio, and I'm going to show you right now what it's going to sound like if we were playing something back while doing that. And if you want to easily get it back to the center position, you just click on this 0 degrees button right here, and it puts it back to the center for you. Now, beside that, we have the ambience control right here. And this allows you to dial in a custom experience. By default, it's set at 100% and gives you the exact sound of the captured IRs that were taken to create this space. But if you want, you can crank this up to get even more ambience, or you can lower it to get less. So if you're someone who likes to customize things, then this will allow you to do that. So let's have a listen to how this changes things. So that's a pretty cool feature. So you'll notice that over here we've clipped a little bit at some point in the song, and this plugin may do that. It doesn't mean you're clipping in your real world track, but it could clip in this here. So you can dial back the level a little bit so you're not going to be clipping in the plugin. And that's what this level knob is for. And now another cool feature is this headphone EQ. You can turn it on and off. And you can see here, there's some popular studio headphones in here, and you can choose ones that you have. I have the Audio-Technica ATH M50X, so I decided to go with those. And really, this was the first song that I used those headphones on mixing, and I'm really pleased with the outcome. But this is a nice feature here. If your headphones don't show up in here, you can just turn that off. And if you know your headphones already, you know the frequencies that they hype, then you don't even need to worry about the headphone EQ. It's just sort of an added touch in there. And then if you want to get even more immersed into the Ocean Way Nashville studio, you can do this by using the head modeling, where you can measure your head circumference and your ear to ear, and you can put that in there and it will help to create even more of a realistic experience for you. And then over here, you can also mute or solo the different channels left or right. And that's kind of a useful feature from time to time. And you can also resize the interface. So if you want it smaller, you can do that. You want it bigger, you can have it really big on the screen. And that's the regular size right there. The Waves NX Ocean Way Nashville plugin can be a huge time saver and a huge helper for getting your mixes to sound great quickly. And I know I really like the way that my track turned out while using it. I put it into my car, I listened to it, and I liked the sound of it right away. There was no running back and forth. So this is a plugin that I highly recommend to home studio musicians and producers who are mixing with headphones. Now, if you want to check out even more Waves plugin reviews, click up here, or click down here to see what YouTube recommends. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating, and we'll talk soon.